This is the official Terrible Twos, and you're watching Channel Albany. We're back. Hi, I'm Imani.
Hi, I'm Samaya.
And we are the Terrible Twos.
Yes, two mics, two women, bringing you the raw, the sweet, and spicy tea.
All right. So it's been a minute since we
last spoke.
Yeah. So, a nice little recap for the people.
Okay, we can. As you know, during our last episode, we was talking about the government shutdown. Okay, so just to give you a little summary, as you know, with the government shutdown, millions of people was affected. Federal workers, roughly 900,000 of them, was working without pay. SNAP benefits was suspended. And also financial aid, community centers, and healthcare, and other essential things have also been affected as well.
And just also add, this was the longest shutdown, lasting 43 days from October 1st to November 12th,
Wow.
making it the longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
I can't.
What
I
a
can't
surprise. So just to kind of keep the people updated, the House passed a revised bill, the Senate approved it, and the president signed it. And that's what allowed us to kind of kick things back into gear, in a sense. But I know that it officially shut down, or the ending of the shutdown has came. But
Yeah.
I want to know what's gonna keep us from this happening again.
I don't know. We don't know. I wish we did know. I don't know. This country is very confusing to me. I'm confused every day. If you ask me, I'm just trying to survive, just like the next person. This shutdown was estimated roughly between 7 billion
Sheesh.
and to 14 billion in permanent losses, according to a report by the Congressional Budget Office.
Do we know where? Like what offices, what departments, what areas were affected? Like what losses? Like where departments were being affected by?
I know that when it comes to like financial aid, there was a delay in loan payments and grants.
I know that one. I know that.
If we talk about WIC programs, also was
SNAP,
a delay.
right? Okay. Okay.
And especially when it came to like TSA, that was also affected. A lot of people was not getting paid. Even when it came to the airplane and the controllers that's controlling these airplanes, they was not receiving any pay at all. But thank goodness the government shutdown is over with, but who knows what the future may hold for us. But speaking of money, love that. Let's talk about Albany, because it seems like Albany got money. They ain't got no money in my pockets, but they got money, right? So clearly, Albany is trying to do a proposal for a soccer stadium. A soccer stadium.
A soccer stadium.
A soccer stadium.
Are we happy about this?
We're going to have to talk about that. I got a few questions. I got something to say to, the people, especially the politicians, because, the plan is to focus on creating a professional soccer stadium, and that stadium is supposed to be near the MVP Arena and by the old Greyhound bus station. The overall cost is supposed to be estimated $300 million.
I just want to add that this leaves my flabbergasted. Because
your flabber has been gasted?
My flabber has been gasted, absolutely, somebody. Because do you want to know why?
Why?
Let me tell you why. Because if you take maybe 15 steps, just about 15 steps down the block from the VP Arena, you have now hit South Pearl Street. And South Pearl Street, for those who are Albany natives, or maybe you are in Nebraska and you're watching us, welcome. South Pearl Street is underdeveloped. It has been left to fend for itself financially, spiritually, economically, it's deteriorating. And when I speak to members of Albany who have been natives for years, and they reminisce on how South Pearl Street used to be a great booming business, especially for the black community, it's crazy to see what it looks like now. And so my point of bringing that up is 15 steps from this soccer stadium, we have a deprived, starving community. The South End is in need of nourishment. And when I think about how much money is going into the soccer stadium, I want to be happy for all the soccer players in Albany, but we have $300 million to pour into the soccer stadium. What's going on with the Capital City Rescue Mission? What's going on with Giffen? What is going on with the South End just entirely? Where is that money that we need for the soccer stadium? Why can't we allocate that to this community? Because we got the money. It seems like we do.
Yes, we clearly do. According to the city and state of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul had proposed a $400 million redevelopment plan for downtown Albany. Her proposal, which includes $150 million renovating the New York State Museum and $200 million for unspecified downtown projects.
Keyword unspecified. Why? Why is this unspecified? Tell me, Kathy, please. I would love to know. The people would love to know.
So how do you feel about $150 million is going to New York State Museum? Do you think that we need more museums? Because I'm tired of the same too.
Okay, no, to be 100% honest, and this is speaking for both of us, we love museums. We love our galleries. These are our individual hobbies that we like to indulge in. So because this museum, are they talking about the museum that's on Madison?
Right here.
Right, okay.
By the Empire.
It hasn't been updated for as long as I know. It's still, you walk there. I've gone 4 or 5 times in 1 year, and I can be a tour guide at this moment of time because it's repetitive. It's nice to appreciate the history of 9/11, Sesame Street, the Native Americans, the animals. It's great, but it's like I'm thinking about the families that has been in Albany for there's generations that have been here, that have seen this museum front, back, side, up, and down. Okay, I'm happy that if we're going to be taking this money to renovate it. I hope the renovation includes adding more things regarding the growth and the history of New York State. So I'm not too, I actually think that's a great positive. I'm not even going to, but okay. Your face is saying, maybe do you disagree?
I agree to disagree.
Okay.
So,
okay.
The museum, as of recently, I noticed that they have opened up a new exhibit, about like 2 new exhibits.
Ooh.
One that focuses on mushrooms, kind of.
I'm sorry. I gotta control my face. What kind of mushrooms?
It's all different variations. They have artworks of fungi and fungus, and talks about people that are, studying mushrooms.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why we need that.
Right. So yeah, that's a new exhibit. That they opened up by the
I'm
by
sorry.
the Mammoth.
Let me fix my face.
By the Mammoth. And they also have another exhibit that's focusing on like the boat that they found by New York City, but it's still unfinished. But that's so far that's what they have. Do I believe that they should do some changes for the New York State Museum? Yes, I do believe that. Do I believe that there should be another museum or a nice little art gallery?
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, that too. I can make some artwork if you want me to. Put it on the building.
My girl,
got you.
Creative. So you're saying? I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to cut you off. That was so rude. So are you saying that instead of allocating this money to the museum we have already, it would, in fact, probably be better if they use that money to open up a new museum.
Yes, I'm tired of going to the thing too. I already know what's going to happen. I already saw the artwork.
Okay, tour guide.
Hire me. I'll do the artwork for you. I'll do the clay, whatever you want me to do.
I'll do the clay. Oh, my girl is mastering clay work now. Okay, yeah.
Okay, please. I want to see something different for Albany. So the fact that she wants to put $400 million in to redevelop Albany, now the fact that the stadium is happening, well, the talks of it, I have some questions. I have some concerns. Should we allocate this money elsewhere?
Yes.
And to where?
Everywhere. Let's start off with the education system.
Ooh.
Let's start off with youth activities.
Okay.
And I said activities because I think Albany has a lot of youth programs that go. The word I'm looking for is it goes maybe underrepresented, or maybe it's not showcased. Yes. It's not showcased that there's actually a whole lot of different programs for the youth. What about the people in the 20s and the early 30s? Don't we need some programs? Because they keep shutting down our bars. Where do we go to have entertainment? For the Caribbean population here, we have our little spots, but where is the representation, programming, activities for the multicultural communities in Albany? The children are fine. And no,
are they fine?
No, they're not. But I didn't mean fine by fine. I know we are in a crisis when it comes to education. So it would be nice if maybe that money went into our curriculum because our children are starving for literacy. Okay,
right.
They can't read, they can't do math.
They can't write.
But you know what they can do? Okay? That's, if you don't know, turn on channel 10. Channel 9. Is that our channel? I don't know.
CBS 6 News.
Come down to uptown, downtown. Check out your local high schools, and they will show you what they can do. And so maybe
go on Judson.
Okay.
Go on Clinton Ave.
These communities are starving, and I said this in our last one. I know why that this money is not going into our communities, but it's so sad to say that you're playing in our face.
Yes.
It feels like you're playing in our faces because now we're going to watch this stadium being built, and we still have, run-down communities. We know where the abandoned buildings are. We know that it looks terrible. It looks so bad.
That is true.
So
there's hundreds of abandoned buildings throughout Albany, and just to see the difference, of throughout Albany versus downtown and uptown. That's something that we really do need to focus on. That $300 million, that could go be invested somewhere else, rather do education, rather do these buildings, or just for the people in general. We need a lot, and the fact that they're trying to do a stadium, entertainment. Look, I'm not much of a sports person anyways, okay? I don't watch soccer. That's not my thing. You feel me? But do I think it's worth it? I don't think so. It's like you putting glitter on dirt.
Garbage.
It's hot garbage.
Basura.
Yeah, my girl bilingual, okay? Mucho. Okay? No. That's how bad it is. And it just makes no sense because it's like I can see more of the cons than pros with this stadium thing, especially if there are millions of dollars being invested. I see what they're trying to do because they're trying to boost the economy, trying to attract people here to Albany, but at the same time, we have to face the reality of things. With the homeless crisis, we have to deal with that. Mental health crisis, we have to deal with that. The youth crisis, we have to deal with that.
The youth are the crisis.
There's a lot of crisis going on. I'm crying. You feel me?
But I did want to say that on the positive note, it's about time Albany becomes renovated. When Albany is not the city, and it is not fair to continuously compare them. But to know that there's not a stadium, where do the people go here to play sports? You know, so even though, as you stated before, like soccer is not your cup of tea, but I know down at the Alice Moore Culture Center, we had one kid from Albany High that he was on the soccer team. And so I know something like this, if it's open to the public, because that's the next question I have, is it open to the public? He would benefit from this. You know, the players, the teens, the adults here in Albany who are into sports like this is another place for them to go. And I love that. You know, so like it does give different demographics something to look forward to. And I'm open-minded to that. But do we need more traffic on South Pearl Street? Or technically, I guess it's North Pearl Street, right? Yeah. The corner of North Pearl and South Pearl Street, do we need more traffic knowing that South Pearl Street and North Pearl Street are connected? We have the Greyhound that's going to be moving to the new, I don't even know if I can even say that. But actually, I won't say it because I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on that. But the Greyhound should be moving from my understanding.
Okay, really
and so now we have big buses on these little tiny streets.
Yeah.
Now, if this soccer stadium is a big boom to North Pearl Street, parking? Now I'm considering what traffic now looks like, right? Because it's a strong distinction between North Pearl and South Pearl Street, and people don't like to go down South Pearl Street, especially when we have like events at the MVP Arena. I can only imagine how claustrophobic this area is going to be. But I do still want to stay away from the negatives, only because this technically should be a positive. I'm just concerned, who has access to this? Because if the kids of Albany don't have access to this, who has access to the stadium?
Well, as a taxpayer, do you want your money to go into this?
You know, that's a good question. I'm part of Rensselaer County, technically. Am I a taxpayer? But it's still New York State. It's still New York State, so you're right. I didn't ask for this. I will say that. No one asked me. No one called me and my homegirls up and asked us if we wanted a stadium, because I would have told you no. We don't need a stadium. We need a supermarket, actually. That'd have been great. A fruit stand.
Yeah.
You know, in the city, I'm used to being walked down the street and going to the Korean store and having me a little fresh fruit stand. There's no fruit stands in Albany. Yeah, you have farmer markets, but I don't want to wait on the weekend to go to get me some fresh fruits. I want to be able to leave my house right now, go down the block, and get me some cucumbers. So for me, am I happy as a taxpayer? Let's see what happens, actually. Let's see, because maybe we can go cut up in the stadium. Who knows? And we love to be outside. We love to we love activities.
We do. We go into the stadium while everything's on fire. You know, the homeless people are down the stadium.
Ooh, they're going to be outside the stadium asking for $1.
They're going to sleep in the stadium.
I don't think they're going to allow that now.
They're going to be sleeping by it. They're going to be sleeping by it.
Oh, that's going to deter. If there's a certain demographic that they're trying to allure down to North Pearl Street, if the unhoused individuals find their way up there, that's going to be, I can see how that will become an issue. That's going to probably be on the news.
And what's also included is the mixed use of development as well. So even though they are building the stadium, they're also including apartments, retail, and dining.
Wait, where?
In downtown Albany.
Not connected with the stadium, you mean just like spread out?
Close by it.
On the North Pearl side?
Yes, it didn't.
I hate it here.
Oh, damn.
What? Why are we neglecting? Why is South Pearl Street the stepchild?
When I was doing some research, I was looking at CBS 6 News. They are focusing on more so in the downtown area, not really on South Pearl, but now that they want to do this stadium, this is going to attract people. Oh, more apartments. But who are those apartments? Who can move into those apartments?
Will it be affordable?
It didn't say affordable in the article. Didn't say affordable in the article. So who is this really
for?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So even though it would be nice to have a soccer stadium, do I think there are pressing matters to be discussed? Yes. I think there's other priorities, things that are very more important, that we should focus on rather than having a professional soccer stadium. Does it really benefit me? Not really. Does it benefit the next person? Maybe. But all in all, we can't hide from what's going on around and outside of the stadium. Because down the block, you got South Pearl. The other block, you're close to Clinton Ave. I don't know. That's something that, we got to think about. So, like, there is some pros to the stadium, but there's also some concerns and some negative,
possible negative, possibilities that could come with that.
Yeah. So, it's 50-50.
I wish that I had made a comment in my policy class last year that we had an assignment that we had to go to like a town hall meeting, basically. And I went to my first town hall meeting. It was focused on the social welfare of Albany. And you know how town hall meetings are depicted in movies and shows? Yeah. I expected to see community members, angry community members, people's aunties, mamas, I was expecting to see all that there. And when I walked in there was only 2 rows of seats. Yeah. And everyone that was there worked in the state. There were no real community members, and they were discussing the expansions for cold blues when it gets cold for the shelters. And I was there, but I was highly disappointed because I'm like, who's comes up with these plans, and why aren't they reviewed with the members who are going to be actually affected by these plans, right? I always, talk about the park that they built across the street from the Palace Theater. How much was that? Please tell me. Like 300 something, right?
It was like a little over $2 million.
Who asked for that? And it goes unused. Now I've seen unhoused individuals staying there. What was the point of this park? When you go straight up the block, there's again another starving community. More abandoned buildings. And it brings me to question as, why aren't we in the room? Why aren't our voices being heard? Why aren't our voices being included, I should say, when we are talking about improvement of Albany? Because improving for who? Who is this? Whose life is being improved by these changes? Our old students, their families, the people that we encountered, our friends and family that live in Albany, did they ask for this? We didn't ask for this. So who did? And I'm not to be ungrateful, because that's why we have, I guess, our government. They also, they help us to keep things up to date and so forth, whatever they try to lie to us and tell us that the government's supposed to be doing. But it's like, I would also like to know that if I'm living in this community, whether I am employed or not, that I have a say on what happens in my community. Especially if I'm a taxpayer, especially if I'm renting, especially if I've been here longer than 5 years, I should have a say. And so that just, it frustrates me, but it leads me to question, as in, was there a meeting regarding this stadium, regarding this, these new projects that's going to be coming soon to the downtown area? I'm interested.
I heard that this proposal was kind of been happening like for over a year now, since around roughly like 2024. But just to kind of give like a little recap, because I know we're about to come to a close soon. We have some questions, we got some concerns in regards to the stadium. Will it benefit Albany really? Question mark. And who are the people that is going to be benefited from this? So we're trying to figure that out. So hopefully, if any one can give us some insight, we will love that. Hopefully, in our next segment, we can probably provide more updated information in regards to this stadium proposal. It is really happening. They was in the works of talking about doing this next year as of June 2026. So
speedy.
Very speedy.
Interesting.
Very speedy. I mean, this proposal has been happening for over a year now, so they're kind of trying to
get it out.
Yeah, because investors here in Albany is putting money into this as well. I think the investors need to put their money into elsewhere, but who am I to say that?
Just an Albany resident, a caring Black Albany resident. That's all. But that means nothing.
Exactly. So it seems like people are investing in this stadium. I wish they invested in our communities a little bit more, especially with our youth, the homelessness. We all need help. Invest in us if you want to.
Because the children are the future.
I'm hoping, I'm trying to be positive for the future, but I don't know. Looking real shaky to me. But who that to blame?
Oh, that's a good, that's a good conversation. They're not ready for that. Who do we blame? Is there a blame? Is there a single blame?
It's a group.
It's a collective.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But as our closeout, this concludes our today's episode. If you found value in this episode, please subscribe and also share the podcast. Our Instagram is the official Terrible 2's. So you'll be able to find us, and we'll be posting and giving you updates on our next segment and what's going on in today's society, in today's world. So we'll let you know. So see you in the next episode.
Signing off.